Good evening, good evening, good evening. My name is Odie Hawkins, and once again on Monday evening, we're here. Oh, I'm saying we. Let me introduce my better half, Zola Salena. Please, would you grab a seat here next to me?
Of course.
Makes me feel warmer and more outgoing.
Okay. This is a good thing.
Just looking at you.
He's
A little
looking
tea
at
here before we begin.
you. Little mint tea here.
My name is Odie Hawkins, Zola Salena-Hawkins, and what we're doing here usually is making an effort to try to sell someone in this audience one of these books. Or if you care to, you can buy all of them.
If you care to.
And if you care to,
They're great gifts.
you can get a discount. Having said that, I think, as much as I hate to do it, I think we have to address a situation that has happened in this country concerning broadcast journalism.
In a matter of overnight.
And not overnight.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Happened overnight.
Happened overnight.
For many of you who are aware, I'm sure, Joy-Ann Reid, the host of the REIDOUT, has been snatched out of her chair. I mean, literally like that. Last night, she was told that she wouldn't be broadcasting beyond today. Today is the 24th.
Mm-hmm. February 24th.
February 24th.
Black History Month, by the way. Okay.
Well, wait a minute. No explanation. MSNBC has been one of our regular go-to places for news.
Mm-hmm.
They got, starting at the end of the evening, they got Stephanie Rule, they got Lawrence O'Donnell,
right. Chris Matthews.
What's his name?
Chris.
Chris Hayes.
Hayes, sorry.
Incidentally, I'm reading Chris Hayes' book,
Oh, yes.
The Siren,
Mm-hmm.
green covered book,
Mm-hmm.
and he is hinting at, mentioning in a very subtle way what happens in the broadcast offices that we don't know anything about. He's making it plain that as an employee of MSNBC, he's not been privileged to make command decisions about it, but it appears that he's been fairly satisfied about the way things go in that news office in comparison to Fox News, for example. Now, well, let me stop for just a minute. I don't want to start rambling.
Well, it's not a matter of rambling. It's just a matter of shock.
I'm shocked, yeah.
Okay,
She was crying last night.
Right. On the Zoom we watched, and the fact that she just been awarded an NAACP award
2 days before.
Okay, and now all of a sudden she's no longer employed, and MSNBC is one of the stations that we recommend to our friends, and associates, and we, meeting in groups, we say, are you watching MSNBC? Are you watching Joy Reid?
Joy Reid.
She makes us laugh, and makes us smile and makes us aware of many situations that are not broadcast on the general
list,
stations.
Yeah. I don't expect Rachel Maddow, for example, is fine a person as she is, and as good a news broadcast journalist as she is. I don't expect her to cover certain little nuances of African American life. We know, those of us who are people of color, and specifically African American, we know that there are little crooks and crannies that only an African American who has studied what these crooks and crannies are can reveal to us. For example, good.
Well, I'm thinking, there's Michael Steele and there's Simone. And
okay, but these are not anchors.
Okay, right. And the fact is that she brings a different flavor to the news.
Oh,
okay, that just so palatable. And
I wasn't happy with her for a while because she was sort of flirting around with hair issues. She was wearing a wig that didn't say a whole lot about who she was. But then, like any person, any woman, any man, you feel that they're entitled to play with yourself a little while and see what looks good on you.
Well, and she's quite a fashion statement now.
Nah.
Okay, that, she's pleasant to the eye, especially for those of culture, our culture.
Why do you think
Mm-hmm.
they snatched her up? I don't mean,
Mm-hmm.
it seemed to be, corporate decisions are just made underground somewhere.
Well, yeah, they have a new president, whatever, but I don't, it makes you believe, maybe erroneously, but it makes you believe there's some pressure put on MSNBC
who could do that? Oh, I don't know.
Somebody who's not voted in as Congress and who's been doing naughty.
I think you're talking about the unelected,
as she says, co-president.
Yeah, the guy who's holding the president hostage.
Well, the thing is,
I hate to say his name. It rhymes with rat.
Okay, but the thing is too is that when you have young people, apparently, like I gather, social security system or their systems that the government had that are such old technology that is not even taught in most of the schools, and so you have these young people coming in and having access to computers and systems that they're totally not familiar with, and so heaven help us that we don't have the whole system blown up, and there won't be a government, or there won't be the things that we need to keep government running. There won't be FEMA and other things that will help people on a daily basis. Medicaid, Medicare, that it's already been pointed out that people have been fired, that the people who fired them didn't realize, oh no, we've got you can't be, you have to come back to work. We need you, for security. We need you to fix things. We need you to be aware of things. And the people we wanted to put in place don't have the history or the knowledge or the ability to do what you were doing. So now that we fired you, come back. And some people, once fired, are like, hey, you want me to come back and get fired again? There's no job security. So I question if people will come back once they're fired. And I feel for the farmers that the aid was cut off, and the farmers were sending their food to deal with that. And it's such a small
USAID?
Yes, USAID. And there's such a small percentage. It's sort of like the Godfather syndrome, okay, or the Rice Christians, okay?
Right.
People Christians found out that people would accept
Rice
Christianity,
Christians.
right? They would accept Christianity because they were being fed. Okay, maybe eventually they would become Christians, but initially they accepted Christianity because this was the God that was feeding them and their family.
Yeah.
Okay, now this is no longer the case, where food, which was a soft, what do they call it, soft power?
Yeah.
Okay, soft influence throughout the world. And so.
Well, here, no, do not despair. This is.
Yeah.
No, you hear or you read conflicting accounts. On one hand, someone says, "Well, okay, we've cleaned that mess up." I like the statement that Lawrence O'Donnell makes on his show about several of the people who are in charge of or should be in charge of. It sounds like it's a madhouse, and that the inmates are running it. But they talk about the stupidity of not making an effort to feed people or to look out for the mental and physical health of people, because they want to cut out spending and waste and so forth and so on. I assume so that they can jack up the the income of those who are favored with tax cuts. I'm talking about the billionaires who need more money. We know that they need more money.
And some people don't believe in karma, but I'm old enough to have seen karma happen. Okay, and I remember working for a person who said, "Why is this happening to me?" I had to smile because I knew she was doing some naughty stuff and not take care of business. So,
Well, the funny thing too, and I'll go with you on the karma.
Mhm.
And one of the things that happens as a result of this karma is the fact that it is bled into place. It is ushered into place by circumstances that didn't previously exist. For example, I'm using an example
Mhm.
of what happened last night
Mhm.
after it was announced that Joy-Ann Reid was going to be flushed down to nowhere. I think they're offering us something like the end of the day,
Yeah, this was the last show.
the last show.
The
Okay,
last show.
immediately, I don't know who's responsible for firing her, but I think they're going to regret it because African American women and their allies.
Mm-hmm.
Put on-
AKAs, Zora.
Oh my God!
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't heard about it, maybe this is news to you, but they have come out in a Zoom. They had a 2-hour Zoom,
Mm-hmm.
and 20,000 people called. 20,000 people was on the Zoom.
Mm-hmm.
That figure has probably been doubled by now.
Because people know people and people know people. And it's just like just having to hear that Target, the company is being targeted for dropping their DEI, and people are being encouraged to stop shopping at Target and go to Costco. I didn't know that, but now that I know that, I'm like, there's lots of times, lots of things I like to get at Target, but seeing that they dropped their diversity, equity, and inclusion programs, I'm like, is this true? Then how can I, as a union member,
As a union member, yeah.
shop there?
Well, okay, we can see the evidence
Mhm.
in so many different ways. I mean, I think this is the first time I can remember in my whole voting life, and I've been voting for a pretty good while now.
Mm-hmm.
First time I've ever had the option of only voting for one African American in a cabinet. I don't know how many people are in the gang. You know, when you go from Cash to Kennedy
Mm-hmm.
to Bondi to whoever it is.
Right.
For some funny reason, I can only find one African American face, and I can't even think of the guy's name. I call him governor of the projects.
Mm-hmm.
There might be two. There might be a guy named Herschel Walker, who was last seen running for something or other. And everybody sort of looked at that like he was a great football player, but
Mm-hmm.
he should not be running.
Well, this is it, if you put a person in, because they have a title, and, I've known many folks who have a title, but they don't know anything. They're not that intelligent, not that smart. And people who you put in place that don't have the experience, and they often don't work out. Okay, so just because you trade one general from another general, there's that relationship.
Oh, are you referring to
It may not.
fired the guy.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm just saying I would like America to stay safe and to be respected, and I'm concerned that we're losing that.
Well, if you check in on the European news,
Yeah.
The
allies,
the
our
allies
Mhm.
are backing away from this rogue country
Mm-hmm.
that's saying things like the Ukrainians shouldn't have invaded Russia. They wouldn't have such a problem now.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
I know.
The United States. I don't know how people can make themselves believe all of the lies. I can go for a few of them. I've told a few lies in my days, but it was purely for the sake of selling fiction,
Mm-hmm.
like in these
Right.
books.
Right.
But when you have someone who is standing in front of you pleading for you to accept this lie, one of many thousands, as gospel truth, and people do it again, over and over.
Mm-hmm.
Watching the program again last night,
Mm-hmm.
a news interviewer, I don't forget what station, I don't know if it was MSNBC, CBS, or whatever it is,
Mm-hmm.
is talking to a bunch of, well, I picked four
Oh, yes.
four middle-aged white people.
MAGA.
They look to be middle-aged.
MAGA people.
I mean,
They're MAGA.
MAGA people. I don't want to call them that. That sounds like you're calling somebody a worm or something.
No. They have a
Make
right.
America great again, people.
Hey, they have their own belief system, and I think it's just a matter of not having all the information they should have.
Well,
As when they were asked questions and they didn't know the answer.
the guy holds the mic and said, "Okay, why are you here?" This is the lady who has the MAGA hat on, the cap that she paid. I forget. Everything costs them money. That's the other thing. Whatever it is that they want to wear, that is a reflection of what they believe, they pay for.
Right.
Okay. The question is, why are you here? She says, "I'm here to support. I'm here because, well, look at all the people here." Okay. The interviewer, smart person, and just goes to the next one. He says, "Well, you're here. You got a big cowboy hat on, American flag. It used to be illegal to make clothing out of our flag. What reason are you here?" Well, he says, "We have to get things straightened out."
Well, I like when they were asking, was DEI, and people didn't know.
DE.
Okay, and they said, "I don't know, but it should be taken away because we're told it's bad." And one person was very smart in saying, well, it should be investigated. People need to investigate and find out what it is. But that person didn't say what it was. So, it's like if you say, "I hate a person," or "I dislike a person," and you have no involvement with that culture or don't know that person, how do you go there?
Okay. And they're making that, it seems, just a regular thing. I'm looking at the unelected representative of the president, who was just simply running around like a wild, insane mega man.
The old statement was, "Power tends to corrupt, and absolute power."
Well, it goes in his case. It goes beyond. It goes farther than that. It's almost like a disease.
It's unfortunate.
Unfortunate.
Very unfortunate.
Listen, we could belabor this point for quite a while,
but we implore you, those who like our channel, to contact MSNBC and tell them
what's
that
the hashtag that?
It's the hashtag "We Need Joy." All right, and that we don't want this to happen repeatedly throughout our journalism. This is not Russia. This is America, where democracy is supposed to still be here, and people have a right to be able to express themselves. You may disagree with the expressions, but everyone has a right to express themselves. And that's all we're asking. Let us have those people who are not afraid to express different points of view.
Well, Joy-Ann Reid, I have to say, over time has given voice to expression from almost every different corner I can think of. Of course, her basic concern would be considered liberal, but I've heard her make a little case for people who disagree with her.
Well, she's a Christian woman. She believes in democracy.
She believes in democracy.
Okay.
Hey, I think I'd like to leave it there. Being a Christian woman who believes in democracy sounds like a winner. I don't know what these other people believe in. As a matter of fact, if you pay close attention, there was a time when they were talking about the Bible and so forth and so on. Now that's sort of been pushed over to a corner, and this is a naked grab for the democracy that we've called America for 200 and some years, 400 years.
And even though our ancestors were not a part of it, we
heard about it, we knew about it,
and we believed in it. Our people were brought to this country, and we've contributed to this country, and we still
not contribute. I would like to suggest
we
built
this country. Yes,
we didn't help build it. We built this country.
along with the Chinese and
Well, you're right. You're
Okay,
right.
yes, right, you know, folks working together,
We're going to end it here
all right?
this evening. The books are by
Right.
yours truly.
Website is www.odiehawkins.com, and hope we didn't break off your ear, but
Roger Carruthers,
thank you for
Thank
your
you.
posts and
Thank you.
others that have been
Medoka,
shared.
thank you.
Okay, Patrick Collins, thank you.
We could go on and on because
and
there are a lot of people we have to thank.
Yes, indeed. So,
Next Monday, same time, and we will probably get back to
the books,
the books.
namaste.
Hey, stay up.